This is the only part of the process where you're going to be studying for about 16 months. So we need to make sure that the weekly timetable is very, very clear. So what should that timetable look like? For the timetable, if I was to give you a rough range of what this would look like. So let's say she goes home at like 5 p.m. So let's say she takes a 1 hour break at 5 p.m. you know, to eat, to rest up, and whatever she needs to do. Yeah. 6 p.m. she starts her studying. The important thing is, what does she actually do during that study? So here's where we'd recommend active recall. The really important thing to emphasize here, active recall is going to be important. So with active recall, things that we would recommend is flashcards. So we'll get you set up with this after, but Anki is a software that Sarah can use to make sure that she's doing active recall on the difficult topics that she doesn't understand. Next thing that we can recommend here is exam questions. So we need to be making sure that she's testing herself as regularly as possible, not just on one topic, but as many past papers as possible. So 6 p.m. is active recall, and that could be done for about 2 hours until 8 p.m. right? 8 p.m. we can go for the second break, where she can take a short break before she comes back again. And then 9 p.m. we can do sort of one last study session. Here we'd recommend full mock exams. Yeah. So if it's UCAT season, that can be a UCAT exam. If it's A-level season, then that can be a A-level paper as well. And as mentioned, we want to be aiming for 20 plus A-level papers, same with the UCAT as well. So at least 20 plus UCAT papers. So if I give you an example, one of the students that we worked with on the program last year, his name was Zade. He scored top 1% in the country. I think it was 2,440 is what he got. And with him, there's no coincidence that he did 25 plus mock exams, right? Whereas when we have meetings with some parents and their student has only got like a 1,500 UCAT score, they've only done maybe like two or three mock exams. And there's a clear correlation between the two. So as many mock papers as possible, and then she can pretty much call it a day at 10 p.m. ready for the next day. So that's what we'd advise as a rough timetable. Do you feel like that will help her get on track to make sure that that chemistry grade can go from a grade B to a grade A star? Do you feel like this will help her get to that position? I reckon if she can start implementing this stuff regularly, it should get her to that grade A star in no time.